Hi Stitchy friends, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my channel littlelionstitchery where we talk about cross stitch. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. So first off, let's start off with, so I had an FFO. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me because I already gave it to the recipient. So it was my friend's anniversary, so I decided to make her just like a cute little gift. So I have a picture, and this is A Little Wedding by Lizzie Kate. And I completely changed the colors. I changed them to DMC and changed from whatever because I think it has on the chart what it would be in DMC. If not, they're just completely different colors than what's listed. Because I might have tried to look up a conversion, but I didn't use those colors. I don't know if you remember, I talked about this piece while I was stitching it and when I finished it. But I don't have a lot of pinks in my stash, so I got, I don't know, I want to say 25 different shades of pink, and just looked at them and was like, which one? I don't know, because she said her favorite color is blush, so I'm like, which one is blush? So I tried really hard to like, I don't know, and then I wasn't completely sold on the colors I used in the end anyway, but I don't know, I think overall it came out really, really cute. And one of these days, I know, I keep saying this, but one of these days I'm going to make a framing tutorial. So this is specifically if a piece doesn't fit in a frame, because I like to get my frames like thrifted, or it's just more convenient, obviously. You know, custom framing can get really expensive, and there's some pieces that I definitely want to get custom framed, and we'll talk more about that later, because I think I found the person I want to do my custom framing, which I'm really excited about. But back to this, and I'll try and remember to talk about it later because I don't want to forget. So the process I used for this is just, and I decided to get rid of the glass, but oops, sorry. But yeah, so this is a 6-inch frame square that I got from Goodwill. So I got it for $1. I love going to Goodwill, so I'm probably going to do that later today, is go to Goodwill, because on Sundays they have 2 colored tags, and usually they're half off during the week, but on Sundays, at least at my Goodwill, things are $1. So I'm definitely going to go and see if I can get some more frames. Maybe I'll get lucky and find some clothes, but we'll see. I don't really need more clothes, so frames, yes. So which is fine, because I tried, so the smaller piece, I'll explain more about my process in framing. So what I do is I get fabric, I go to the fabric store and I get some fabric, and I found these pretty like ivory roses. I don't know if you can really tell. I mean, I have some in the other room. I should have brought it with me, but I didn't. But it's just some like ivory roses in the back. So I got, you know, I always get like a coordinating fabric. And then what I do is I bought some backing board. So it's different than mat board. So mat board usually goes on the front of your pictures. Backing board is what goes on the back. So it's cheaper. It's still acid free, obviously, because you still don't want anything that's not acid. Either in photography or cross stitch, you don't want anything that's not acid free touching your work, because it could like damage it and erode it over time. But anyway, so this is backing board. It's cheaper. I got like a huge on Amazon. I can leave the link in the description. On Amazon, I forget the shop that I got it from, but it's like a wholesale shop. So I got, I think, 50 of these. I want to say 50 of this size. This is the 8 by 10. And then I also got the 5 by 7 size, which I think I got 100 of those. Because obviously they're smaller, so they were a similar price to each other, but I got more. Anyway, so for the back, depending on, I guess, the size of the back, obviously. So I had to cut it down to the 6 by 6 to fit in the frame. And then I used a 5 by 7, cut that down to a 4 by 4 for the smaller bit that my cross stitch actually goes onto. So the one, oops, sorry, the one back here with the fabric, I cut to 6 by 6, and then this I cut to 4 by 4. And then what I do is I will make my own sticky board usually, sometimes. So sometimes I have sticky board, but it's so expensive. So I got a bunch of sticky board when AC Moore was like going out, so they carried sticky board, so I grabbed a bunch. But still, it was so expensive, so I didn't even get that many. I mean, I got a decent amount and it was very expensive, so I prefer to just make my own. So, but I didn't do it for the actual cross-stitch piece. I don't know, there's just something about it. Even though the glue that I use, which, like I said, you have to make sure that the glue is acid-free. Anything that works with photos should be fine, but it'll say acid-free on it. So this is the Aleene's Tacky Spray. So I only used it for the back part with the fabric, like the cotton fabric that I use. So yeah, you just spray it, and then I think I cut the fabric an inch around. You probably want to do it like a little bit more so you can cut it down to size. I just wasn't mathing that day or something, but it worked out. It was fine. So an inch bigger, so that's a ½ inch at least on each side. So spray this, stick my fabric on, and then, yeah, or you can do it after. You could stick your fabric on, make sure it's smooth, like rub it on, make sure it's smooth, and then cut it down to size. But like I said, a ½ inch should be fine on each side. And then what I do is I always cut my corners. I know some people don't, but I don't like the bulk, so you cut the corners so you can fold it, and there won't be a buildup or a bulk in the corners. Yeah. So, yeah. And then what I do, to stick it down on the back, I use hot glue, and I just fold the tabs over so that it's nice and secure. And then we got our backing coordinating fabric done. And then it's pretty much the same process for the cross stitch part. So there have been ones that I have used, like sticky board or whatever. I haven't tried it with the Aleene's Tacky, so I'm sure you can, but I honestly don't like sticky on the cross stitch part. I know some people don't mind it. So for smaller pieces, like I said, this was a small piece that took me like, I don't know, maybe a day to do, maybe. So I didn't mind as much. Usually with smaller pieces that are like gifts for like, I don't know, baby gifts or something. So for instance, for my Mirabilias or my Nora Corbetts, or anything that just put like a lot of time and is expensive to make, I guess. If that makes sense. So the more expensive it is, the more time I put into it, the more, I guess, heirloomy I feel it's going to be. I wouldn't put glue on it at all. So for my bigger pieces that I've done, for the wedding piece that I did for my sister, which was the Harry Potter one, you can look back through my videos or through my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I also posted this on Instagram, so at littlelionstitchery, you can follow me. So for that, I did pinning. So I pinned it to foam core, which is my preferred method. I like doing that as opposed to anything else. I don't know, it's also just kind of fun, and it's really easy if something's not looking right to take the pins out and just do it again, and there's no like damage, I guess. I don't know. And there's another tacky glue that's the repositioning kind. You might want to use that if you are going to use it on cross stitch. I mean, whatever, like, especially with sticky board, it's still very tacky, so I don't like picking it up, repositioning it, and then, I don't know, I just feel like it's pulling at my thread. I don't know. I just don't like to. Anyway. So, yeah, so I pretty much did the same thing. So I positioned it. I didn't use the spray on the cross stitch part. I just placed it so I knew it was centered, turned it over, and then hot glued the flaps down in the back. And then I hot glued it to the fabric in the back. And again, this didn't have glass. Although it did have spacers in the glass and the frame was thick enough, it just, I don't know, certain parts of it were touching the glass, which you don't want that, and I didn't like it because it was squishing my stitches. So yeah, that's A Little Wedding by Lizzie Kate. It came out really cute, and I know my coworker liked it because I thought she was just going to keep it on her work desk, which I really need to decorate my work desk because I don't know, there's just nothing there. There's no cross stitch, there's nothing, so it's just death. I don't know, like, it's just miserableness. No, I'm just kidding. But it's very, it's very drab. You want it to kind of be like homely and whatever. So I thought she was going to keep it on her desk, and she took it home, and she's like, yeah, I couldn't leave it here. It was too cute. And I'm like, oh, good. I hope she appreciates it. It was fun. I feel like I'm probably going to do more for my friends who are getting married soon. I might do one for my sister. I don't know, but I already gave her a wedding marriage thing, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. But it was a lot of fun. I definitely want to do one for myself. Maybe I'll leave that one at work. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just leave it here. I don't know. But I will definitely, obviously, show you that when I do that. So, next, that was my FFO. Sorry, I had a lot to say about it. Hopefully the little, I guess, explanation of how I did it is good enough for now until I can create a video with how I actually do it. Again, it's kind of like controversial, I guess, the whole gluing and everything. But again, like, if you don't like it, if you don't like sticky board, like, don't comment on my videos. Sorry, but don't. I mean, like I said, I don't do it for all my pieces. Some pieces, I just want a quick and easy finish, and that's what I do. Because lacing takes a long time too. I don't usually lace, but lacing takes a long time, so whatever. Quick and easy. So next, of course, so now we're on to whips. So next, of course, I've been stitching on Nora Corbett. It's called Letters from Mermaids by Nora Corbett. It's the letter S. So I was doing her tail, and I'm not crazy about, not really crazy about the way the variegation and the thread kind of landed, because I was doing it vertically. I don't know why. It worked well up here, and then as I got down here, it's thicker, so I don't like the way it looked. I might rip the stitches out and do it horizontally. And then I started the tail fin over here, so let's just... I don't know if you can see that really. I don't know, the light doesn't show it well, and of course I never have anything... Oh, luckily I have my thing here right now. But I don't know if we can see that. Ugh, the colors are never going to come up good enough on my camera. Ugh, I don't know, but... Yeah, so I kind of put her down this week because I'm not sure if I want to rip out the stitches yet. Ripping out stitches is so time-consuming, but sometimes it pays off. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I ripped out stitches, particularly on this cross-stitch, because some of my colors also weren't lining up in a certain spot, and so I ripped them out and redid it, and it paid off because it looks so much better. So that's the thing. I don't know if I rip it out if they're going to look better. It's always kind of a thing, so I just don't know. Mike's like, they're fine, and I trust his opinion, so, but I just don't know. It's driving me nuts. So I think I'm going to put her just down at least, or maybe I'll just work on other parts of it that don't have anything to do with this. Like, I still have to do, sorry, you can't see where I'm pointing. I still have to do, like, this part of the S, obviously, and all over here. So maybe I'll just work on other parts of it, rather than focusing on the part that I don't like right now. Because that would be nice if I can get her done in frames. That'd be exciting. I can get my first custom framed piece, and oh, so excited. So she's going to look like this, and the colors are really off in the photograph. Still pretty, but way off. So, but that's what it's going to look like finished. So excited. Yeah, I think I want to pull those stitches out. I don't know. Like I said, I'll work on other parts of it and see how I feel later. Sorry. And then we have another piece that I love ripping stitches out of. This one, I just filled in the flower a little bit more. I think I just worked on one more color, and I didn't even finish the colors. So not too much being done here. I definitely want to stitch this more because it's also for my coworker. And then, like I've mentioned before, these stitches need to go. I just want to do like a comparison, and I'm definitely going to do a video about how to convert your floss colors, and I kind of want to leave it that way for the video, just so I can explain a little bit more. Because like I said, I didn't show you the original colors of the Lizzie Kate. So the Lizzie Kate, like I said, I changed. The colors did look like this, and yeah, then they don't. And I also use metallic for the ring. You can see on here, there's, on focus. All right, well anyway, yeah, here we go. There's 2 rings right there, circles, intertwining. And I don't know if you can tell in my picture. Probably not, but actually it kind of shows up. But that is metallic thread. So if you don't know, metallic thread is always fun to do. And by fun to do, I'm being very sarcastic. Try it. Let me know what you think. But I do have tips, so it's really not so bad, depending on how much you actually stitch with the metallic thread. I don't know, I don't think it's too bad once you get used to it, because I do have an elephant in my like stash somewhere that I didn't finish, and the only part that I have left is like some of the metallic, but it was like sections, like whole sections of metallic, so that was getting really annoying. But alright, so this is No Words Needed by Peacock and Fig. So yeah, I'm really liking how that's coming out, especially because I finally got the color palette right that I'm happy with, because I also, like I said, ripped stitches out, started stitching, ripped them out again. It was just a process. But it's really cute, and I like it a lot. I'm definitely gonna have to redo this. So when I stitch stuff for other people, it's like usually patterns that I also want. So I would love to do this in its original color scheme for myself, because the original color scheme is yellow, and I like yellows. But yeah, obviously before I had it in a hoop, and then, I don't know, it was driving me nuts because it wasn't getting taut enough, so I just used my Q-snap. But yeah, so that's coming along. What do we got for that? Let's see. So, like I said, it was originally yellow. And yeah, that's what it looks like. It's very pretty. It's a lot of back stitching. Usually not a fan of back stitching, which is the other reason I considered maybe I'll never do this again. Because I always do it, and then, so I always make the one, and then I never want to really like stitch it again. So I don't know, maybe after a long time of not seeing it or working on it or whatever. But yeah, it has a lot of back stitching for my liking, but we'll see how that goes. Sometimes I really like back stitching. I guess if it's like a small portion of back stitching, because it does really like define your stitches. But I don't know about this one. Yeah, so next up we have, oh, and like in the description, I've started doing this in my videos because people want to know. So I talk about what fabric count I use, like what the fabric is and what fabric count, because I do think it's important, but I don't feel like going back. So I'm sorry, there's a lot of back and forth in my videos because I always forget something and then I go back, and then, but I'll just leave it in the description in the videos. So here we go. So this is Stardust by BaaMeow, and I got it in, I want to say it was issue 3. So I got the Peacock and Fig. She now has it on her website, so you can just get it on her website, but I got it in the magazine. Of course, like I said, everything's in the description, so if I misspeak in my video, whatever's in the description is the correct thing. No, but I believe it's, sorry, issue 10, Mixtape Volume 2. Issue 10, Mixtape Volume 2 of XStitch magazine. And then this one, like I said, is so it's also on the BaaMeow Etsy. So Stardust by BaaMeow, and I got it in the Space edition of XStitch magazine, which I believe is issue 3. But yeah, and I stitched it on, so I dyed this myself. This is 28 count Monaco that I dyed black. Yeah, really pleased with the results because I was having trouble dyeing the fabric black, and I'm definitely going to do a video. Sorry if I keep looking that way, it's because I see myself in the thing, so I'm like looking at how it looks on camera. Anyway. So I definitely want to do a video about how to get a nice true black. And I've mentioned it here and there, but again, I want to do like full videos on this stuff so people can search it. Because if it's just in a Flosstube, it's not going to come up. But anyway, so yeah, nice, deep, rich black that I had to dye. And then working on that Stardust down there. So yeah, just as we are all made of Stardust. And just working on that, I filled in, there's a lot of confetti stitching. So obviously the first 2 letters have a lot of that, that's 550 purple. So the first 2 letters have a lot of that, but the other letters, not until you get to the, I was like thinking about how to spell Stardust in my head, and it's also an ST. So the ST in the beginning and the ST at the ending have a decent amount of that 550 purple, but then there's a lot of 1 stitch here, 1 stitch there, like, so I didn't realize this until I got all of the colors, until I actually looked at the pattern, because I know when you buy patterns from some designers, it says how many times each of the floss colors are going to be used, and I know a lot of designers also are very cognizant of how many colors they use and how many times it's going to be used. So I think there's 1 color I bought, and it's used 3 times throughout the entire pattern, which was kind of like, I mean, I already had the color, so I didn't need to buy a whole skein of it, but it was also my fault because I didn't look at the pattern before I bought the colors that I needed. Sorry, cat hair. But anyway, yeah, it's cute. I'm planning on working on it more just because it's hard to stitch. I mean, I do have a lamp, so it's whatever, but I like stitching on this during my lunch break at work because the lighting is, you know, that iridescent lighting, so it's really easy to stitch on black while I'm there. Plus, I don't know, the variegated flosses are kind of like driving me nuts right now, so I'm kind of wanting to take a break from that. And yeah, so that's probably my thing, is like I have a few pieces that are on black, which is annoying to use, and then my other pieces are like variegated, which are also kind of annoying for me personally to use. So I don't know, I need more pieces. That's why I want to stitch on No Words Needed more, because it's on white. I think it's 16 count Aida. And yeah, DMC. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. That's what I try to get. That's what I get for trying to be so fancy. Ugh. I just get a headache. I'm just kidding. Like, I love stitching on all the pieces for different reasons. But sometimes, I need a break. What did I just show you? BaaMeow. BaaMeow. Let's show the actual cross stitch. Because I have like a digital one, but yeah, go away, little thing. Can we just go away? And there's a cat hair on my thing. There we go. So I'm not doing the back stitching for this because I don't know, personally think it looks better without it. And you can see my whole everything in the reflection, but yeah. Looks very bright on here. It's also not like focusing. Focus. Alright, anyway, but that's what it looks like. So excited to get that done. I think it would fit. I have some shadow boxes that are 8x10, which I think it would fit in, but I don't know. I also, so today when I go to Goodwill, soon, I'm like looking at the clock, they open in like a little bit, so, but whatever. Obviously, you guys are my priority. But I want to find more frames that are like long, like short and like long this way. I don't know if that makes sense. Short height-wise and long width-wise. Because I don't know, I want to do some like moon phases, or I thought the Stardust one would have sufficed that kind of thing, but now I think it's too like tall. I don't know. I'm just making shapes with my hands and hoping you guys understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's that one. What else do we got here? Is that it? Well, no, because I still have to talk about Gypsy Queen, but I'm trying to figure out. Oh, yeah, I guess that was it for my other whips. The other whips that I worked on. And then I worked a little bit on Gypsy Queen. I finished her. So this is Gypsy Queen by Mirabilia. She's my first Mirabilia. I'm very excited. She's very pretty and regal, and I can't wait to like get more done on her. I'm really trying to put her more into my rotation. But yeah, I just stitched more on her face, and now she's got a face. That's exciting. She looks a little creepy right now because she doesn't have her eyes or her lips or her cheek, but the face is getting done, so yeah. Ugh. I love her. I really hope she can get done. And I feel like now that I've decided on my framer, I'm more excited to work on her more. Just because I was like casually looking for a framer. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's do plans. So you know what I really would like to do more of? This is, I've had it in my stitching bag, so obviously there's like threads everywhere. I plan on doing it more, and I just haven't. Another black one, but this is hands-on design. What is this? This is the Harvest Chockful, but instead I want it to be like a wedding kind of thing, so I want to say like Radzin and our date that we were married. But yeah, I haven't worked on it in like, I don't know, a long time. It's gotta be months at this point, I feel. So I definitely want to, and a lot of my patterns are like summery, I guess, but I miss summer. I want to do that summer. There's a hands-on design pattern it's a summer don't go, and that's how I feel. Don't go summer. Even though I do like the fall, but a lot of my pieces are summer based. But it's also because I was born in June. So I was born in June, and so it's my birth month. So whenever I don't do any kind of, like they have like yearly cross stitch. Oh my gosh. So for each month they have like a cross stitch, like a June, July, whatever. I always do the June one just because it's my birth month. So those I plan on keeping up all year round anyway, because they just make me happy. Also like the Summer Nights one that I'm working on from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Yeah, it's called Summer Nights. It says Summer Nights, and it's got marshmallows roasting, and it just reminds me that I plan on having all year round, like just because it just reminds me, like every year we go camping, and it just makes me happy when I think about it. So nothing in my house is very like holiday specific, but it is kind of, or season specific. But it is, but I keep it up all year round, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I am working on Mermaids. Them I plan on having up all year round. I don't care. I don't care if Mermaids are a summer thing. So yeah, would like to get this done. This is actually harvest. This is the right time to be working on this, so I should get it done more. So yeah. So I'll probably get this done a little bit more for next week's video, because that is something I want to work on. And then, yeah, like I said, just work on Gypsy Queen. I'm not sure if I'm going to work on my Mermaid, because she's bothering me right now for a little bit. I might start something new. Maybe not. I don't know. I have like, I want to say like 15 whips, right? And probably less than 15. I don't know where my book is. My book is somewhere. Of just stuff that I've started that I want to finish. Like stuff that I've definitely started. Like there was stuff that I started in Stitch Mania that I'm just like, I'm not feeling this. Like I'm never going to finish this kind of thing. But there are some that I'm just like, I want to finish this. So working on those before next Stitch Mania, because I've mentioned this before, but I already have my list of stuff that I want to start for next Stitch Mania. And I found some patterns that I want for like Christmas and things. Hint, hint. So yeah. I was thinking about buying one the other day, and I'm like, oh, I should really just wait for Labor Day, because it's not like I'm going to start it before then anyway, so yeah. Hopefully that'll be a thing. Anyway, my framer. So she's known as Paige The Framer on Instagram, and she has a shop called Frame and Fiber, and it's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, which is very close to me, so very excited. And she has videos on YouTube. She's mostly a knitter, so she carries yarns and stuff in her shop, as well as she's like a custom framer. And I haven't reached out to her yet, but I'm very, very excited, just because I've seen her. So on YouTube, she goes about she's framed a few cross-stitch pieces, or I'm sure she's framed more cross-stitch pieces, but she's filmed a few of them on her YouTube, which makes me very happy, because when I was looking for a framer, so like, for instance, this one shop I went into, and I asked the woman, I'm like, have you framed cross-stitch pieces? And mine is going to have like beads and silks and, you know, all these different fibers and things. And she was just, I was asking if she could explain a little bit about her process. She's like, I've been framing for 30 years. And I'm like, okay. But I also know, like, all framers, I mean, they should be using best practices, but I want to know, like, a little bit about, like, her process. If she's a pinner, a lacer, Paige does it a little bit differently, but I've seen her do it. So, but that's exactly what I want. I want someone to explain to me, like, I want to make sure they use spacers, because I've seen framers not use spacers, and that's concerning. So, like, tell me your process. And, like, no, the only thing she can tell me was she was insulted that I asked her process. Like, she's been framing for 30 years. I'm like, okay, great. Like, you seem very unfriendly. Like, I don't know. It was just very weird and I don't know, it's just very weird. Maybe she was a great framer, but I don't know. I like to know things. I know a little bit about framing, and I want to know the process. I want to know, you know, I don't know. Actually, let me know in the comments where you guys get your stuff custom framed. I have a Michaels right by me, but I don't know. I just didn't want to go to a Michaels. Not anything against Michaels. I mean, I'm sure you can find tons of horror stories about lots of custom framing gone wrong kind of things, where they've ruined the cross-stitch piece, and I'm very, like, anxious about that. So I'm not saying necessarily at Michaels, but, you know, Michaels doesn't have, I don't know. It's just like, I used to work for Michaels, and even just the application process, like, I must have sent like 15, I must have applied at least 15 times wanting to work for Michaels, because I'm a crafter, obviously. But the people they hire, same thing when you go to, like, PetSmart, the people aren't necessarily, like, knowledgeable. You know, they're, like, usually, like, teenagers looking for a job. So same thing at Michaels. Like, so many of these people knew nothing about any of the crafts. Like, nothing. So they'd always come to me, like, I'd be on register ringing stuff up, and they're asking me to help a different customer, and I'm like, kind of in the middle of something here. But, which I preferred working on the floor anyway, because I was always like one of those overly helpful people, which I don't like when you go into a store and you ask for something and the person, like, points, like, over there. It's like, because I'm one of those people that doesn't, like, come in and it's just like, oh, I want someone to tell me something. Like, I look before I ask. So if you're telling me it's over there, I didn't see it over there, so could you help me? I don't know. Little rant. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. I don't even know. Oh, so I don't know. I just feel a certain kind of way about the framers. And I know usually the framers have a good, long history of working at the craft stores, because it's like a different section or whatever. I don't know, but still, I don't know. I just feel a certain kind of way about it, like I said. And if I did want to get custom framing for something that was like I said, not my Mirabilias that I I'm working so hard on, that have beads, that have silks, that are so pretty. Maybe for something that's not that. So maybe just something that is DMC that I do want to get custom framed. Maybe I'll just go to Michael's because it's right here. But I don't know. Like I said. Anyway, so I found this framer. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to reach out to her. And maybe we could do a video together so we can like, I don't know. These are like my hopes and dreams. So maybe we could do a video together that can help you guys with some framing tips and whatever. Because I know she's been doing some videos with her clients or her customers. You know, just the process about like picking out like a frame and the mat and everything. So yeah, maybe we can just do like a special video together. I don't know, but that's really exciting. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she's from like a local kind of area. And I'm so happy that she does like, you know, she's making an effort to be on like YouTube and you know, Instagram and things. Like, it's just so exciting. I don't know, because that always makes me more, I guess, invested in a person. And I really like her personality too. It's just like a lot of these framing shops, you go on their website and it's not even that good, or they don't even have a website. How do you not have a website? It's the 21st century. How do you not have a website? Right, Michael?
Nope.
Michael's a web developer, and I do a lot of web development stuff too. So, but seriously, like, come on, especially with everything going on, how are people supposed to know you exist? Anyway, again, done with the little rants, but I found a framer. I'm very excited, and yeah. Oh, and then, sorry, I got very excited. So the other day when I was at work, usually I cross-stitch on my lunch break, but it was one of those days, so I need to see like a get out of the office kind of thing. So there's a Michael's right across the street. And I was just like, let me just peruse. I'm not going to get anything. Except I checked their cross-stitch aisle, and they, not that they restocked, because it's been pretty barren lately, but I found some Monaco. So I'm like, let me get some of that. Like I said, they barely have anything stocked, so I'm not even sure how I lucked out with this, but so excited to get some Monaco. And maybe I'll work on some dyeing today, because I've been wanting to dye some fabric. Not sure yet. But yeah, definitely want to get to the Goodwill. So I think hopefully I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about today. I really need to start at least jotting down like a checklist of things I want to mention, because definitely after a video I'm just like, oh, and I forgot this and I forgot that. And it's just, anyway, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And I hope you guys have a lovely weekend and get lots of stitching done. So I'll see you next week. Bye!